In today's video, I want to run you guys through some awesome PlayStation 4 game deals available right now, some of the more recent game releases as well as some existing classics. Tom Clancy's The Division 2 is the cheapest that I've seen it for. Ace Combat 7's got a steep discount. God of War is discounted. Marvel Spider-Man right on time for that big free update that just dropped. Red Dead Redemption 2 at the lowest price that I've ever seen it for, and we've got some hidden gems in games like Tetris Effect. Got some deals on some hidden gems, and also we have a free dynamic theme bundle on the PlayStation Store right now that you can get. That is coming from the guys over at Square Enix, so that's quite nice. But first of all, let's take a look at all of the great PS4 game deals available right now. Newegg has been killing it with all of their physical game deals. I know that Best Buy used to be the go-to spot, and we do have some Best Buy deals to mention today. However, after the abolishing of GCU, I think Newegg has become the spot with all of their 50% off discounts and whatever the case may be. Right now, they've got Tom Clancy's The Division 2 after their 50% off discount code, which we'll leave in the description box below. They've got that down to $30, which is a great price, and without a doubt, the cheapest I've seen The Division 2 for. I've talked about The Division 2 quite a bit, but this is arguably, hell, I don't even have to say arguably, this is one of the best games of the year. I don't even have to say it's one of the best multiplayer games of the year. Hell, you could say it's the best multiplayer game of the year, although the competition hasn't been all too steep, but nonetheless, it is a tremendous game, and the Ubisoft MO recently has been, let's release a game and let's make it better over time through updates and whatnot. We saw that with The Division 1, we saw that with games like For Honor, Rainbow Six Siege, and a lot of their other multiplayer titles. But in the case of The Division 2, fundamentally, it already started off as a great product. Sure, there were issues here and there, but overall, it was a great game, and now we're starting to see updates being rolled out, and the game is getting better and better. So when you get into The Division 2, when you invest into it, know that you're investing into the long term as well, because they've got a lot of content updates lined up for the game, and the game is only going to get better and better, and that goes with saying that the game is absolutely worth $30 for what you're getting now. That's why it's so easy to recommend The Division 2, and it's honestly been one of the best Ubisoft games released this generation. I do not think that's hyperbole at all. It is a great multiplayer game, and best of all, if you do have a couple of friends to play the game with, it'll be even better that way. But I would give this a strong recommendation, especially at the price of just $30, given that it is still a relatively recent release. What, it came out around 4 months ago, a little bit less than that, so definitely would give that a look at $30. Okay, moving on from that, Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown after the discount code is also down to $30. This is a great buy. Ace Combat 7 was one of those games that, yes, it did release a while ago, back in mid-January, I believe, but it has been holding up in price for quite a while, but now it's starting to see more and more discounts, and this is the steepest discount I've seen on it thus far. Being down to $30, Ace Combat 7 is a great buy. Does it have its issues? Sure, here and there. However, in terms of high-octane gameplay, great presentation, Ace Combat 7 has that in spades. You've got some great music in here as well. Visually, it looks great, and if you do have the PlayStation VR headset, you've got some additional content that you can take advantage of as well. Even if you don't, though, $30 for the game is well worth it. And you've got a sizable amount of content here, and this is one of those games that, yes, it came out right around the time of Resident Evil 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3, so I imagine that it went a little bit under the radar for a lot of you guys. However, now, a couple months later, and with a cheaper price point, it would be a great time to check out Ace Combat 7, especially during this dead period where we're not seeing a lot of high-profile game releases. Might as well catch up on some great games that were released earlier on in the year, and Ace Combat 7 definitely classifies as that. Next up, Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition is listed at $25, however, after the promo code, you are getting it for just $12.50. What a great deal for Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition. Final Fantasy 15 was a game that I was really looking forward to going into its release in 2016. My expectations were sky high, and it goes without saying that I was rather disappointed with the game, mainly from a storytelling standpoint. However, if you remove that and actually assess the game as its own game, the open world, the excellent visuals, the great music, the solid action-oriented gameplay, there is a lot to like out of Final Fantasy 15, and with the Royal Edition, you got a lot of the additional content, you got a lot of those episodes that really should have been in the game from the get-go, you've got the Royal expansion in there as well, you've got Comrades, there's a lot of content that you get out of Final Fantasy 15's Royal Edition, and for $12.50, what a fantastic deal on that. This might be the best deal to mention today just because of how cheap it is and all of the content that you do get with the Royal Edition. I give this a strong recommendation, so if you've yet to check out FF15, or maybe you checked out the game at launch and now you want to revisit the game with all of this additional content, it would be a good time to give FF15 a look with the Royal Edition being down to $12.50. Next up, God of War is down to $20, a great price on God of War. This was a game that released all the way back in early 2018. I believe it actually released on 4/20 in 2018, so it's been a while since its release. However, it's held up in price quite a bit. Went down to $17 during Black Friday of last year, but we haven't really sniffed a price at that level. Newegg has got it pretty close. It's down to $20 after the 50% off promo code. Pretty good deal. I mean, at this point, if you have a PlayStation 4 and you've yet to check out God of War, you're really doing yourself a disservice. I imagine the majority of you guys have played it, but if you haven't, it's a tremendous single-player game, one of the best that you're gonna play this generation, arguably the best. Many would go as far as to say it's the best PlayStation 4 exclusive this generation. I wouldn't really have any qualms with you heralding it at that level because it is a tremendous game, and for $20, of course, give it a look. Next up, Marvel Spider-Man is down to $25 after the promo code. Would have liked this to be a little bit cheaper, given that I do believe it was $20 during days of play, but nonetheless, $25 isn't a bad price, and given that they just rolled out that free update that added a couple of suits, hey, not a bad time to check out Spider-Man either. Again, just like God of War, I imagine the majority of you with a PlayStation 4, you've already checked out the game, but if you're living under a rock or for whatever reason you didn't check out the game, now for $25, it's a great buy. Alright, so those are all of the deals on Newegg that I thought were worth a mention. A couple of other deals that I wanted to mention. Divinity Original Sin 2, steep discount on this as it's down to $20. It seems like they've lowered the MSRP down to $30, but a discount on top of that, taking it down to $20 is a great buy. When this goes on sale on the PlayStation Store, it's usually around the mid-30 range, so now it being down to $20 is a great buy. I've always given the first Divinity Original Sin a recommendation while we wait for Original Sin 2 to get a little bit cheaper. Now that it is relatively cheap, easy to recommend this one. Of course, this is a PC-oriented RPG, but much like the first game, the second one does make a smooth transition onto the PlayStation 4, and the second game is a substantial improvement over the first game, so definitely would give this a recommendation, especially at this price point. Red Dead Redemption 2 on Best Buy is also seeing its lowest price ever. It is down to $30 flat, which is a great buy. I do believe this is a daily deal, so you only have the duration of today to check it out, and if you do have your GCU subscription intact, man, you're getting it for $24, and that price is ridiculous. With Red Dead Redemption 2, many would consider it to be the best game of 2018. I think I'm on board with that thinking. It's really a toss-up with games like God of War, Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2 all being released in 2018, but Red Dead Redemption 2 was an incredible game. I know that Red Dead Online is an absolute train wreck, but from a single-player standpoint, Red Dead Redemption 2 offers a lot to like. The attention to detail is remarkable, the content is there, and you can spend a lot of time with it, and of course the storytelling is top-notch as well. I give Red Dead Redemption 2 a strong recommendation on the basis of its single-player component. If you're expecting a great online mode, that's not necessarily there yet, but Red Dead Online continues to make some strides, so hopefully at some point it will be a more quality-filled experience, but nonetheless, right now RDR2 for $30 I think is a great buy. Lastly, as far as the game deals go, I do want to give Tetris Effect a mention. It looks like that this got an MSRP drop. It is down to $20 at Best Buy, seemingly out of stock on Amazon right now, but Tetris Effect is a great game and another one of 2018's best titles, and this one is another game that does have a PlayStation VR component. You can play the entirety of the game with VR enabled, or you can play it with traditional PlayStation 4 DualShock controls. Either way, you're gonna get a great experience. However, Tetris Effect is one of those games that really does accentuate PlayStation VR. Seeing all of those particle effects, all of the great presentation elements in VR, it does Tetris Effect wonders, and it looks phenomenal. However, if you do play it with the traditional DualShock 4 controls, you're gonna get a great experience. It's your traditional Tetris gameplay, however, the presentation is so good that it does enhance the overall Tetris experience. At $20, it's a great buy, but if you do want to wait for it to get cheaper, again, I do believe that this is an overall price drop, so at some point when the PlayStation Store does run a sale, I could very well see this being down to $9.99, but it's easily worth a mention at $19.99. And lastly, I do want to give you guys a mention that Square Enix is giving out Music Dynamic Themes bundle over on the PlayStation Store. This is absolutely free. It's available on the PlayStation Store until July 2nd, 2020, so you got a year to take advantage of it. Add it to your library now because I know with some of you guys you're just going to completely forget, but you can customize your PlayStation 4 system with this cool theme. This theme allows you to change up the look of your background and PlayStation Dynamic menu. Download today. It does seem like you got a couple of themes with this one. It's 18 megabytes, and I believe the regular theme is around 9 megabytes, so I imagine that this is two different themes. And yes, it is the Shizuka and Akari theme, so check that out. Again, it's absolutely free. Usually dynamic themes go for a couple of bucks, but with this, it's free, so give that a look. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, a lot of great game deals being ran right now. The Division 2 for $30, Ace Combat 7 for $30, FF15 Royal Edition for $12.50, God of War for $20, Spider-Man for $25, Divinity for $20, RDR2 for $30, Tetris Effect for $20, and then a couple of free themes to round things out. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.